A series of books that were really important to me as a kid were the Chronicles of Narnia. The particular edition of the series that I read as a kid had them in story order, but I really can't recommend enough that you read everything in the original publishing order, because it makes the story a lot more engaging. The first book in the series, story-wise, is technically the fifth or sixth book, publishing-wise. The reason I still consider these so important today is because it's a really neat world, and obviously it's no Lord of the Rings, but it's very weird. The Narnia books constantly time jump. It's really cool to see play out, because there is no one set group of protagonists. Rather, we jump around all of Narnia's history, and the protagonists of one book just end up as side characters in another, but it all comes together as one cohesive narrative. Where Lord of the Rings is more about the conflict taking place, Narnia is specifically about Narnia, the world itself. And what's so cool about these is that they don't just fully fit into the fantasy genre. Sure, most of the time they are just strictly fantasy, and they follow most of the fantasy tropes, but especially by the last few books, it gets sort of weird and sci-fi-y, and it rules. Not to mention, as someone who's super interested in studying religion, C.S. Lewis is obviously one of the great Christian theologians, and a lot of his ideas are not only super progressive, but very subtle most of the time. It should also go without saying that the illustrations are fantastic. They really ignited my imagination as a child. If you can't get into this series because it's either too juvenile or just too weird, I totally understand. The movies are pretty good too, and I'm really looking forward to the Netflix series, so I guess we'll see what happens.